Hello, Internet. How are we doing tonight? It's Saturday night. Time for some more D&D. All kinds of craziness going on today. I mean, GlitchCon's going on instead of TwitchCon. One of our friends from Rollsmith is doing a charity stream for Extra Life, which we will raid at the end of our session tonight. So stick with us for that. Got a few things to go over real quick. But first, I want to be a good host and welcome my cast for another Saturday night with us. How are all of you doing?
Doing well.
Nice.
Doing good.
Great way to end the week, right? Or a great way to spend the weekend is play some D&D.
Mm-hmm.
We had a great session this morning with Shadow Watch. They kind of kicked it off real well going into the Underdark, but I know you guys are gonna have an interesting session tonight. I hope. Fingers crossed. We'll see. But a couple of quick things. Shout out and a thank you to Syrinscape for the background musics and soundboards. As stated before, this is a custom set I've compiled for this season of Challenge Accepted. Also want to take a moment and talk about the audio version or the podcast version of these episodes. Have been working on getting caught up on that, and there are a few episodes from the first season that have already been posted. Well, I've caught up, and now we have a bunch more that will be coming out. If you're curious to try to follow along with those, just look for Scuba Studio on all the major podcast distributors, Spotify, Audible, Apple, Google, Intune, all of those places. You can check it out. All the various podcast episodes from the Scuba and the Rye on Tuesday nights, Shadow Watch Saturday mornings, and this show, Challenge Accepted, here on Saturday nights. This Wednesday is actually going to be a big drop. Oh, not correction. This Monday is going to be a big drop of Challenge Accepted episodes. So if you want to catch up on some of the previous episodes and don't have the time to sit and watch here on Saturday nights live on Twitch or our YouTube channel, Scuba Studio on YouTube, and check video versions of those episodes as well, you can do the audio only version. So try and keep that in mind. Really excited, got a lot of that out. It was a big push this week. Pretty much the major things, like I said, we already know we're going to raid a friend of ours when we get done with the show tonight to help them out because they're doing a 24-hour charity stream for Extra Life and want to show our support. And of course, normally this is the weekend for TwitchCon, but since pandemic, they're calling it GlitchCon, and there's various shenanigans there. So, also thank you, Ms. K, for the 4-month sub. Jinxie, thank you for all those bits. Looks like everybody has an inspiration to start off with. So we got Pearl with an inspiration die, Titus with an inspiration die, and Maze has an inspiration die. So got all of those things right off the bat. So if you're watching the chat here live with us, we do have a section of stuff that you can select to influence the game. We call you tricksters. Tricksters can do weird things from through the veil of dimensions and reality. Just check out the little panel here on Twitch that says interactions with our viewer interactions. Also, you can select options via your channel points or bubbles. So feel free to apply those to see what kind of craziness happens. So, with that, how are you guys doing tonight? Pretty good so far?
Yeah, doing well so far. I am excited to not fail the mission tonight.
That was a great goal.
You have to be optimistic. There's a good positive attitude, positive thinking. Hopefully it'll serve us well tonight.
Hopefully.
I'm
painted, but I always am when I'm playing Pearl.
That's no joke.
That's fair. Seems to be. You can't see my quick reference chat, so I'm trying to pull that up real quick. What happened? Should be all there. All right. What do you mean, Kit Matari people like you?
That's a not so subtle movie reference.
Ah. Oh, a gift from the tricksters for Titus. Okay.
Nice.
I'm going to kick off with that. Okay, here we go. All right. All right, so Titus, go ahead and roll a D100.
Okay. 39.
39. Yep, 39 would give you an Elder Cartographer's Glossography. They wonder.
Sounds like a dictionary.
Oh, oh, this is an Acquisitions Incorporated item. So no, we will discount that one. And yeah, we'll do this one. It's currently a UA item, so should be available. We'll see how it is in Tasha's when Tasha's comes out next week. It is an Eldritch Claw tattoo. What you'll have is you will find a needle, and when you apply the needle to your skin and attune to it, you will gain this tattoo. The tattoo depicts a claw-like forms and other jagged shapes. While the tattoo is on your skin, your unarmed strikes are considered magical for the purposes of overcoming immunity and resistance to non-magical attacks. You gain a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls for unarmed strikes. Eldritch Maul, as a bonus action, you can empower the tattoo for 1 minute. For the duration, each of your melee weapon attacks can reach a target 30 feet away from you, as tendrils of ink launch from your weapon or unarmed strike towards the target. In addition, your melee weapon attacks deal an extra d6 of force damage on a hit. Once used, this bonus action can't be used again until the next dawn. To attune to this item, you hold the needle to your skin where you want the tattoo to appear, pressing the needle there throughout the attunement process. When the attunement is complete, the needle turns into the ink and becomes the tattoo, which appears on the skin. If you have multiple magic tattoos, they count as a single magic item with regard to the number of magic items you can attune to. If your attunement to the tattoo ends, the tattoo vanishes and the needle reappears in the closest unoccupied space to you. So essentially, the way tattoo magic works, for anyone who's unfamiliar, is the amount of coverage of the tattoo. Each tattoo is one magic item. So being tattooed is one magic item. But the amount of tattoos that cover your body depict the rarity of it. Like a rare would be like an entire limb. Getting up higher would be like most of your body or whatnot. But for like common and uncommon, it's just a section of a limb, like maybe a half sleeve or full or something on the back or the chest, the face, wherever you want the tattoo, you can do that. You just press the needle to you for the time it takes for attunement, which is typically about an hour or so, or during a short rest. And poof, it's attuned.
Hmm.
So, yep.
Very cool.
Yep. So it's Eldritch Claw Tattoo. Got that from Ms. K. Okay. You guys all have your D4 inspirations, which you can use at any point during the stream that you feel it's needed. If you get a... And of course, there's plenty of other things. Also, the HP bar is drop down when people follow, subscribe, rate, or host. When that drops down, then I'm going to throw in a wandering monster based on the random encounter for the environment and the level you guys are at. 3 level 3, so it'll be a level 3 encounter, urban, because you're in a city. Using Xanathar's Guide to Everything, the random encounter tables that are posted there. Probably the easiest thing to deal with and kind of encourage more of those things, whether it's gifted subs, real subs, subs or subs. Subs, follows, and all that fun stuff. Makes life interesting, doesn't that? Pearl, I think you're a little quiet. Are you muted? You're muted? Okay. Somebody had commented they thought you were being really quiet today for some reason. It's like, I'm sorry, I didn't cast silence as a ritual today, so I couldn't do that.
Oh, I'm excited because that's one more thing that Pro goes, ooh, what's that?
That's fair. That's fair.
I don't get to let my inner Pearl out very often, so I have to do it when I get a chance, right?
I didn't say anything.
It's really concentrated into this period, is what she's saying.
Yep, it sure is.
That's fair. I can go with that. I can go with that.
I'm going on 4 hours of sleep, so this should be fun.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Original 17, yes, please. More followers, the better. Subscribers and everything else. All that support helps keeps this growing, and we can produce more and do more things, and also keeps me from having to go look for a real job. But either way, though, I got a ping from somebody from AstraZeneca wanting to chat on Monday. So curious to see how that pans out. We'll see. All right, Cesar, it's all good. Also, have the bot running, so if there's a question or a comment, put question in all caps or comment in all caps, and the bot should filter it up, and we'll try to answer those a couple of points during the stream to kind of, take care of that. Alrighty, so where were we? Oh, yes. We last left off. You guys had faced off with Inspector Logan and killed Inspector Logan. Or the creature you believed was Inspector Logan. The next night, you came across Koth, and he was searching for his wife who had vanished. And it turns out that she was the 4th victim in the string of murders. As you went to go investigate the body, you had inadvertently walked into a trap with some creatures you had not yet come across. Titus kind of thinks they is somewhat familiar with were creatures and thinks that they're some type of were creature, although not really sure. But they were kind of a canine type of were creature. And real quick as I do that, each of you roll a nature check for me.
13.
Yeah.
10.
17.
Okay. Maze, you could tell they were a canine, but they more resembled like a canine subspecies that's called a jackal, are referred to as a jackal. They're kind of their forms are typically more kind of leaner than traditional wolves or some of the mastiffs and hunting hounds that you're used to seeing. For Pearl and Titus, it's like dog's a dog.
It was rough.
So, but sharing the information. So these are kind of a were-jackal type creature, and you were ambushed. You killed a couple. One ran away, or a couple ran away, but you did kill. You killed two, captured one, and and another one got away. I believe that's right. And then you met the new chief inspector, and he was a little defensive at the accusation that he had something to do with you guys walking into the trap. But while having that conversation, you saw Koth again. Only at this point, grief had fully set in, and he was wandering in the streets with a double-bladed axe and a couple of hand axes tucked in his belt. With a clever use of a sleep spell, you managed to subdue him without causing yourselves or him any permanent damage. He was then taken away and presumably left to sleep it off, so to speak. Then you guys went back to the lodging house and called it a night. So here we are, late afternoon the next day, as you get your full rest in and decide how you wish to approach the evening.
So if I remember right, we were also looking to check in with a medical examiner just to get a look at the body.
That's fine.
So I'd like to do that. If you all are in agreement, we should at least stop by the medical examiner and then maybe check in on Koth and what's going on at the precinct before we continue on our patrol.
I like going to new places. I'm good with that.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Okay. So I get all my gear, all my armor, and prepare myself, and we head out.
Okay. You guys head out and head over to the what the medical examiner's place is. It's a fairly kind of rundown area. It's not too far from the. It's closer to the kind of the docks, kind of a waterway area, or near a cemetery. You don't want to have it, because obviously with these types of things, you don't want to keep bodies out of the ground for too long, because things tend to get a little ripe. So you guys go in and you meet you see a little a gnome standing there with kind of the lab coat type, or an apron and more attire that's more befitting of a butcher than someone who's a medical examiner. But I guess in this kind of environment, it's not hard to tell the difference between the two. But he's sitting there and he's kind of washing up his hands. Looks like he just got done doing something. He's sitting there and he kind of looks over to you guys and like, yes, what can I do for you? Mage, is Alan need you to do something again?
Well, I'm actually with this group here, but we are helping Alan as well. We are looking into the murders that have been happening here recently.
Oh, there's one with those poor unfortunate women, yes. I assume you're here because of the body that was brought in last night.
Be the one.
Yes, terrible business with her. Terrible business. What do you want to know?
Well, we heard her hands were missing.
Yes, removed just above the wrist. Very clean.
You know why the things are missing? Like what would be good reasons for why they'd be missing? The different pieces and And what's missing in the different bodies?
Say that again. You kind of cut out. I couldn't catch it all.
Sorry. Uh, do you have any ideas of why the different things would be missing, like what they'd be trying to do with them, and like which pieces are missing from the different bodies?
I'm not really sure. I think it's very strange. Gonna kill a person. Just kill them. Why? I don't understand. But then again, it's strange what some people. These are very strange lands.
I look to this gnome, weird looking guy, and I ask him if he noticed any difference in the nature of the cuts that were left on the parts of the body that remained from the previous victims.
No, they're pretty much the same. Very skilled and clean. Someone who's very practiced with a knife. Why, were you expecting them to be different?
Well, since the not so good inspector has departed, and I feel he was quite assuredly part of the team that's conducting these heinous acts. Since he is no longer there, I wanted to see if there was any change in the way that the bodies were handled.
No. The constables that brought them to me tend to be very thorough in how in mannered in how they bring them to me, because every bit of evidence counts, and any mishandling of bodies is not looked upon ever since that business a few years back.
Isn't it 50 years back?
Oh, some vampire spawn had come into the area and torn a few bodies up, and the constables at the time were a little sloppy, mixing men's arms with women's arms, children's feet with adult feet. I was quite cross with them and brought my complaints to the council. Since then, they've been very thorough in the fact that that they bring them in, and they bring them in orderly, and don't toss them on a cart and just drag them around.
Have you heard any strange whisperings from the council about all of this going on? Anything out of the ordinary you could tell us?
No, I tend to stay away from them. Too much politics, too much squabbling.
You said there was vampire spawn. Were the vampire spawn taken care of?
Yes. Every so often, a few wander through here. These lands are. You seem like you've not been around here. There are all kinds of manners of creatures that wander in from time to time, and then there are some that have residency here.
Like what kind of things have residency here?
Well, there's a couple of vampires. There's a couple of vampire spawn that seem to be quite well respected in the community, provided they keep their idiosyncrasies kept in the appropriate places. It's frowned upon to commit murder in public.
Frowned upon?
Yes, isn't it frowned upon where you come from? I mean, seriously, why would anyone want to commit murder in public?
So, you have vampire spawn living among you.
Yes.
Well, living in a very loose term.
Oh, just because they're inflicted doesn't mean they're bad people. I'm thinking you have had different experience with vampire spawn?
Let me just say, I'm from Barovia.
Yes. Yes, I've heard of that land. Strahd does not play well with the communities.
To put it mildly.
So how do these these civil vampire spawn quench their thirst and things without, in a civil way?
I don't know personally. I'm not fond of their business, but I haven't had any. But if you're wondering if they've murdered anyone that I have seen lately, no. They tend to be very. They don't tend to kill people that would end up here. Now, how they feed, if they do, as far as I know, they don't do it within the city limits. But again, it's not my business. It's only my business if I have bodies to deal with, like poor Mr. Koth's wife who was brought in. Terrible business with her.
Trying to find her before it happened, but it didn't work.
Maze, do you have any other questions for the good examiner?
No, not right now.
Well, Maze, as always, it's a pleasure. Be sure to give my best to Alan next time he needs a favor.
Can do.
And please, if you do hear any whisperings that might be useful, please do come and find us. Let us know.
Can't promise anything, but if I do, I will make sure you get word.
With that, I will, give him a subtle bow and then start to head out.
Okay.
After we've left, do you think that whoever might be killing these people might be selling the blood to the vampire soul?
Are we all out together?
Yeah, I left.
Yeah, you did your bow. He's gone back to his thing.
Okay.
You guys are heading out. So at this point, you've obviously not within earshot. So
Okay. So I don't get the sense that this is really related to vampire spawn. I may be wrong about that, but I would imagine that they would have more creative ways of going about their business than what we're seeing. A little more animalistic, if you will.
Well, the animalistic people though were ambushed us and did not do the right kind of body. If they were the one that was causing the body, they would have done the body right.
Right. Yeah, there were definitely discrepancies in the body.
Groups. One that's the animalistic ones, and one that is those changeling creatures.
Maybe we should go and check in with Koth and the inspector and see if we can find out any more.
I guess so, yeah. What do you think, Mace?
Sounds good.
About what hour is it getting to, Scoop?
it's mid-afternoon at this point. Probably you guys rose probably shortly after lunch. What passes for lunchtime, and going and getting to the medical examiner and getting in and speaking with him would have taken a couple of hours. So it's about mid-afternoon.
Okay.
The sun, what passes for sunlight is starting to kind of wane in the day. For you, Titus, this is it's kind of an unusual thing this past few days because Barovia hardly has ever any sunlight, and to actually see something that partially resembles a day-night cycle is on the one hand a little refreshing, on the other hand very disconcerting.
So, and the fog is still very thick.
The fog is thinner during the day when the sun is out. It is the weather typically is overcast. However, most of the time during the day it's thinner than at night. I mean, there are still points where you can see a moon as clouds pass. Kind of that quintessential scenescape where there's wisps of clouds that come in and block the moon from time to time. But at night, mist does tend to rise and be at its most prevalent.
I'm sure there's plenty of areas in this district that we've not yet explored.
Now,
Could
there's
you give me?
quite a bit of the entire city you haven't explored. The city is roughly 8 to 10,000 people strong.
Right.
So
Right.
you're just in kind of one borough or one
Right.
section. You're kind of getting around for most of what you need
Mhm.
right now, and that's kind
Mhm.
of why it takes some time to travel from spot to spot. But
Mhm.
this area you're in is where all the activity is, as far as your
Mhm.
attention has been.
So, I mean, we were given a map of the area, at least of the general layout
Mm-hmm.
from the
That and
inspector. I believe.
Maze's knowledge, as the fact that she's
Mhm.
a local, she knows kind of the more expedient ways to
Mhm.
get from place to place.
Mhm. Okay. All right. So we're all in agreement. We should head to the precinct and check in with those folks.
Yeah.
Yep.
I do want to
So
mention. Oh, sorry.
go for it. No, it's your
I do
game.
want
I'm just the one to
to.
provide some environmental flavor.
I just want to mention I did like Pearl's idea. I mean, they have to get blood somewheres. He said they don't go around just killing people. And am I wrong, or do I remember all the bodies were drained of blood? Or is that wrong?
That's correct. Or
I
at least
mean,
there was no blood at the scene. Not a lot of them. They either were the blood was removed from them, or they were killed elsewhere and deposited there. That was kind of the idea. But with how fast these things are happening, we're starting to think that it's not being done elsewhere, right? Yeah.
okay. Off to the station we go.
Alrighty. So you guys make your way over. You get into a familiar station house that you've come in. You come in and you see a couple of familiar faces of the constables. Koeth.
Koth?
No, Koeth is the owner. I was trying to remember the other constable.
Knife? Knife?
Neth?
Mr. N for short.
Well, there's the new inspector.
Right.
You were gonna talk with. One moment, I can. Wardle. There was a Constable Wardle.
Mm-hmm.
He's there, and the kind of greets you warmly as you guys come in, and if you're asking where the inspector is, he points you to the inspector's office, which you're somewhat familiar with as well. So you go over to the inspector's office. You kind of see him in there. He's sitting at his desk, poring over some documents. And to remember his name is trying to remember Nayth.
Yeah.
Nayth. Nayth.
All right. So I enter in and say, "Good afternoon, Inspector.
Yes.
How's the progress coming?"
To be blunt, rather maddening, but that's this whole bloody mess we're in. What can I do for y'all?
We're just making our rounds. We wanted to check in on our friend Koth and then get on our way and see what else we can find out.
We released Mr. Koth quite a number of hours ago.
Is he doing better?
Say again?
Is he doing better?
Well, his wife was murdered, so I don't think better is going to happen for a while.
Yeah, I meant in the sense that he's not going to go kill anyone.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know. He seemed quite amicable when we released him. Well rested for some reason too.
What do you mean for some reason? Why?
was a joke because you cast the sleep spell.
Yeah, 4 hours of sleep. Okay.
Well, next time, stop playing with the ball of ribbon in the middle of the night.
Huh?
What about our friend that was tied up? Did you guys bring him here?
He hasn't spoken.
Is he still looking kind of doggy?
Yep, he still is in the form of a dog. He hasn't changed shape or done anything.
We were talking to the medical examiner, and he mentioned, and this may not be anything to do with this, but he mentioned that sometimes there's the vampire spawn that have, like, made residence here and are, kind of following rules and things.
Mm-hmm. Yes, there are a couple, and they've already been. They're closely watched when as they are when this stuff tends to occur. Even after the first murder, they've been sequestered away and asked to not leave in order to make sure that they are not persons of interest.
Mm-hmm.
And have you any other persons of interest?
Unfortunately, no. That's the maddening part about all this. Still no closer to figuring out who or what parties are involved with these murders. And unsure. Hopefully tonight will yield some better results. But to be honest, with as thinly stretched as my people are, I don't know. The council isn't going to try any more cockamamie, crazy ideas like preventing the clock tower from ringing, thinking that'll stop someone from committing murder. I mean, it's the kind of thing that won't get you reelected next time elections come around.
I know that when we were working with the other inspector, he had a list of all the people that could possibly make the clean cuts that are on the bodies and things like that. Have you been able to, or can we follow up on those maybe and try and see if any of those might be good suspects still, or is that not a good idea anymore?
List? What list?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he gave us a list of all of these people. I mean, he was actually on the list too. Yeah.
He gives you a look. He has no idea what you're talking about.
That was the list, Pearl, of people that had come to see the tailor to get their coats mended.
I thought there was one that was related to the that could I thought there was like another one. I thought there was another list related to those that would be good at the clean cuts too, but maybe not.
There were a few doctors on that list. One was a suspect that we evaluated. Mm-hmm. The one that was a wolf creature that we fought in his office. I think Scoob, does Ivia have that list? No.
Who you're asking? Who has the list?
Ilvia.
Nope.
Okay.
Last time you saw the list of clients from the tailor, which is that's the list you were talking about,
right?
Is Inspector Logan had it,
right?
And he was adamant about the doctor you guys confronted and brought to the precinct house, but you have not seen the list since then. And Ninth has no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, also, I just thought of something. Since these rare creatures attack us, maybe they're mad at us because the other rare creature was framed. Maybe that's why they're attacking. There's two parties. There's the shifter party and there's the rare party, and they're fighting against each other. Maybe the shifter party blamed or framed the rare party to cover up the shifters action.
Well, we certainly know that Inspector Logan, or whoever he really was, framed the good doctor, and we sorted that out very quickly. Whether or not there is some kind of feud between them as a group, I don't know. Maze, have you heard any such things?
Not to my knowledge. Whenever we make it back outside, if I see anybody that might be willing to talk to me, the youngins, I mean, stop and ask.
If we try to present our case to that like the idea of, oh, we think that they were framed, we want to help them, that sort of thing, to this one that's in the prison, that maybe he would be willing to either shift or whatever to speak to us. I don't know if he can or not, but
We tried to speak with him last night, and he did not seem responsive at all, correct?
yes, but that time we had him all tied up and were threatening him and things like that. I thought maybe if we explain that we realize that they're getting framed or something, that maybe he would open up more. That's all.
Let's give it a try. Inspector, may we go see the prisoner?
Yep. Far to my knowledge, he's still there. He calls over Constable Wardle and has him take you guys to the cells that are there. As you go and look, and he opens the door for the cell that has your captive from the night before. The cell's empty.
I look over at Inspector Wardle. What happened? Where did he go?
As far as I know, he's here. I'm gonna go check. And he goes and checks in with the desk sergeant, so to speak, and takes a look and comes back and says, apparently this prisoner was transferred early this morning before myself or Inspector Knight came in for our shifts.
On whose orders?
From what I see, it doesn't really specify, but it had 10 to 1. It had to come from somebody above Inspector Knight in order for that to overrule his instructions.
But someone certainly must have facilitated the transfer. Who unlocked the door?
It shows here the people from the morning shift.
Okay, so who would be high enough to make this order? Who do we need to talk to why they need this?
Could have been a captain in another precinct. Could have been a council member. Really doesn't specify. It just says orders came down to transfer the creature.
And where did they transfer to?
Doesn't specify.
Could we go to the inspector and see if we can get any more detail from him?
You bring it to him. He takes a look at it and is understandably upset that this happened, and says that he will have to go and track this down.
I asked the inspector, who else knew that this individual, this creature, was being held here?
Aside from those constables on duty last night, and those that came in and relieved the evening crew this morning, and no one to my knowledge outside of this precinct knew.
Then maybe you have a rat.
Given everything that's happening in this office, that would not be a surprise. Unfortunately, I have no suspects that I can confidently accuse. And the last thing we need right now with a city epidemic of panic due to these murders is infighting amongst the police. So
I would agree, but I also challenge you to think of this. If this person is against us, would it not also be danger to have him with you on a nightly patrol?
potentially, yes. Unfortunately, have to take that risk and see if they slip up.
Would there'd be a way to set up a trap in the sense of like if we could either recreate the idea of having another creature in the prison if we brought another one in and watch to see what happens and try to follow the trail.
Possibly. There are a couple of people that I'm curious about if you would like to follow them this evening to see if they are negligent in their abilities or their duties. You seem to be quite trustworthy and have seemed to be in the right place at the wrong time or the wrong place at the right time of late, from what Constable Wardle and from what I've seen so far. So who knows? Maybe the fortunes are in your favor today.
Alright.
And we did see at least one get away last night.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder
Did you told his friends?
that, or if maybe that is a good point to search until nightfall. To see the direction that he went, if there's any evidence that he's gone through. I know that the fog is not our friend, but maybe we could take advantage of these daylight hours until the evening patrol.
It's plausible.
Well, as long as we have enough time to be able to see that he wants us to fail.
Yes, can you give us the information
Yes.
on those individuals?
Yes. Ninth gives you the patrol routes and names of the individuals for you to kind of check up on. Especially and advises you again, be cautious. Too many things have been going awry of late. And also be on your guard because if the pattern, there has been a shift in the pattern based on previous times this has happened, and not sure if that's a good thing or not. But if following the pattern, there should be a victim tonight at some point.
The individuals that you want us to carefully observe, are they on the same patrol?
No, they're on two different patrols.
Do you have suggestions on how we can watch them the best way we can, since there's two of them?
And he looks at the list and looks at them. It's like it says, and kind of narrows it down of the couple that he gave you, the few that he gave you, and kind of focuses on one that seems particularly of interest. Seems to have come on. Seems to have been there a while longer than the others. And given how long Logan has been chief inspector of this particular precinct, or in this particular station house, he's the one. That's the first one he wants to rule out. So
is Wardle in the room with us?
No, Wardle is back to doing his duties.
And Wardle's not the guy he's referring to, right? Okay.
No. No, Wardle has proven to be quite trustworthy and is actually the one who vouched for you all.
Right.
With Ninth. So you've made a friend.
Yeah.
So yeah, if we have the time before the watches, it would be nice to see there's some way to maybe track this creature that got away.
It'll be difficult considering it's been at least 8 hours.
Yeah.
At this point, it's probably been closer to 12. So it'll be very hard. Very, definitely 12. Definitely over 12 hours since the creature ran away. So odds are you're probably not going to find it. But again, it's entirely worth a shot.
So the other creature was let go some 6-8 hours ago.
Koth was let go about 6-8 hours ago.
And the creature that was the prisoner, the captive.
That one was transferred.
Right. He was transferred.
Guys,
Yes?
to me it seems like we might need to check in on this council too at some point. If we could get a list of the names of the people that's on the council.
Okay.
And see if we can find out any information we can on them. If somebody might be or used to be good with a knife, maybe used to be a doctor and then got into politics, or
Yeah, that's never happened.
Yeah, it literally has. um, so I'll ask Knife. I keep hearing about this council. Are there any that are close to this district, or that move around in this district very often?
There are some that claim to, but hardly ever see them unless there's some charity event or whatnot. Most of them actually, the particular one that's supposed to represent this one on the council doesn't actually live in the district. Actually live in some of the upper end society areas.
oh, so they would have carriages?
There are carriages all over the place. Some would, and they're all pretty standard. I think there's note of that. You were curious about looking up if any particular ones are of note, but carriages are a pretty common form of transportation, and very few, and most of them it's like a carriage owner is on payroll or something, or retainer, but they're not used very often unless it's inclement weather or something where these people want to go to and from without being seen, without having to deal with walking amongst the peasantry, as they would call it.
So he's given us a map of sorts of the patrol route, and the constables' names, or the one in particular that we're looking for. Okay. All right. And what time does the patrol start?
Patrols will happen throughout the night. Particular emphasis on near midnight, because that is when the murders have been occurring, is right about midnight.
I'll say to Maze and Pearl, we should be in position at least a half hour before the clock strikes, just to make sure that we're there to see whatever might be going down.
Sounds like a good idea, my friend.
Yeah.
All right. The patrol area, is it close by to the precinct? How long would it take us to get there?
It's kind of on the far end of the district, to the north. So it'll take you a little bit to get over there, and then kind of walk that particular beat, so to speak.
And the inn where Auntie and Koth are normally at, where is that in reference to?
It's further away than think of it as a triangle. One point being the precinct, another point being Troll, and then the final point being the
inn
lodging house, the lodging house you're staying at. It's not an equilateral, more like an isosceles or something. It's a shorter distance to walk back to the lodging house than it is to walk out to the patrol point from the precinct. But but you have that full distance from the lodging house to the patrol point. So either way, you're looking at a little bit of time. You've got time to get out into position. But if you go back to the lodging house, it's just going to take you longer to get out to the patrol point.
Okay. Well, that being said, perhaps we should gather our resources and head out to the patrol area so that we're ready.
Let's go, come on.
Agreed.
Knife wishes you well, says good hunting, and look forward to hearing what you might if you discover anything.
And Pearl will start walking away really fast, like she always does, but then realize she's still holding the little mouse, like, oh wait, and she comes back to the
And saying that, may as well reach into her bag, pull out a little bit of cheese, and hand it to Pearl.
So many comments, so little time.
So I bow and leave his office and try to catch up with Pearl before she gets too far.
I'm by Nate. I'm not far at all. I'm by Nate. Mm-hmm.
So you walk out as a group, and head out. It's been a couple more hours, so it's getting to be evening time, or early evening. So you start to some of the various pubs and ale houses. You start to smell some of the telltale signs of meals and whatnot. So you're able to stop in and grab a meal. Costs you a few silver for the meal, and that way you make sure you have full bellies and whatnot. Twin Suns is a pretty usual haunt that you guys been back and forth around lately. So
we've been hearing anything since getting used to that place. Have we heard anything at all while we're eating and stuff?
No, there's a number of things. What would you like to know?
Well, anything that will help with the investigation.
Okay. Cool. I got a list of things I can tell you.
Ooh.
Let's see. Who do we know?
Is Koth there?
No, Koth is not there.
I'm a little worried about Koth.
All right. So some of the stuff you've heard is and you can some of these you can tell right off the bat this was just embellishments. One story was the bodies were found partially devoured with huge fang marks. You know that's not true. Graves of the victims have been found unearthed and empty. Again, that's not true, but that's really kind of weird. The brothers that run the tavern, James and Jeremy, they sit there and say the spirits of the murdered women haunt the city at night. You haven't seen any spirits or ghosts. You remember one of your first nights there, you heard Koth go on about thinking that is a madman of some type who escaped from Bedlam and is committing the murders for some insane reason. Plausible, but then again, Koth right now is just a little over the deep end right now. You hear now one of the curious ones is you hear from an individual named Morton von Keller, who happens to be a mortuist. Says that he prepared some of the murder victims that were killed 13 years ago, and indicates that there wasn't any blood within the bodies. Does comment that the twin puncture wounds of some type, and another person comments that each of the murder victims was found with a ruby in their mouth, which you guys have known is not true. As seen several of them, there's no jewelry of any type. So a lot of what these stories, you kind of get the impression a lot of these are just kind of, embellishments and rumors, and nobody seems to have a real clue what's going on.
Interesting that the one that actually did somewhat match, at least mostly, said twin puncture marks. But have we ever actually seen any twin puncture marks on the bodies at all?
Nothing that would indicate anything like a vampire.
Each time, from what I recall, throat was slit, and then the chest sternum was cut open, organs were removed, And then only recently the change was that Koth's wife, the hands were removed.
Yep. Other than that, but again, no blood. So,
Right, no blood. That was consistent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So after we eat, I'm guessing we're gonna head out to get set up.
Yeah. And before too much further, Ms. K did a gift from the Tricksters. Maze, go ahead and roll that
Hey.
D100.
Aw,
Okay.
thank you, Ms. Got a big old 13.
13. Okay, what's 13? You find a translucent bubble-like sphere that has a slightly tacky outer surface. This is a breathing bubble. So think of like the big kind of dumbbell kind of diver's mask type thing. You gain the added benefit only while wearing on your head like a helmet. It contains 1 hour of breathable air, and it regains its supply of air each day at dawn.
Cool.
So,
Well, if we ever need to go underwater, I don't want to do that. But if we ever need to, you have that.
I didn't say the tricksters would give you useful things all the time, but you know, hence
Hey,
the
you
fates.
never know. We might need to go underwater for some reason.
So,
Never know.
another trinket to find somewhere.
Or maybe we show up somewheres and it stinks really bad there, and I'll just...
That's what I was thinking.
That's entirely plausible too, especially because Maze is quite familiar with the city. There are points and places where, you know, it's a little ripe. Alrighty, so getting into the late evening, you guys are out and about searching. Go ahead and give me perception checks.
– 16.
Nice.
16.
Say again, Pearl.
16.
Okay. Ace.
19.
Alrighty. So as you guys are moving toward the area that you were going to patrol and kind of get in that position, Maze, you notice a figure walking down the street. The mist and the fog are starting to build up, but before they get too thick, you do happen to see this individual. When you alert the other two and you guys take a look, you see that it appears to be Koth walking the street. This time, though, Koth is carrying a large single-bladed axe. And once he catches sight of you guys, he starts to come closer.
Can we gauge, his state of mind?
Go ahead and give me an insight check.
That's a 10.
16.
16 on insight. What'd you get,
Mhm.
Pearl?
A 10.
He still looks kind of deranged, I guess is the word, but not as maybe slightly less deranged, but he still seems pretty wild-eyed and disheveled, and carrying this single-bladed axe.
That's Pearl's reaction. He's just kind of like, yay, right.
All right, he continues to get closer to you guys.
Mace is going to hop on her brain and just kind of float up in the air a little bit where I can see, but I'm up here.
how high up are you? About what, 10 feet?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to put my hand on my, or kind of ready in action, just in case, just
Okay.
in case, if he
What?
shows hostility, be ready to like try to detain him.
Okay.
Just in
What
case.
is your action?
To probably grapple him because
You're gonna
I don't
attempt
want to
to. So
hurt
if he
him or
proves
anything,
to be,
so.
if he makes it, so walk me through the trigger, the action and the trigger.
So if he shows like hostility in the sense of like flourishing his blade towards us, that sort of thing, or if we he starts to say anything that would be like, no, he's still kind of out of it and whatnot. Does that make sense? Or like the negotiations are going bad, you know what I mean? That I would go to try to grapple him.
Well, right now he's walking toward, and he's kind of making a beeline to you because you waved at him, and he's carrying this axe in front of him as he's walking towards you. So what specific action does he make before you react with your attempting to grapple?
You get what I'm saying? Like,
So if he moves to where he's going to strike with the axe, you're going to attempt to grapple.
Like a dodge, like kind of go around and try to grapple. Yeah.
Okay.
However, somehow to like stop him from swinging. Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah. So if he, I have my shield out. My sword is still sheathed, but I have my shield out. If he does try to attack, I am going to use a dodge action. But if he gets close enough to where I can speak at a normal voice without being loud, I'm just going to try and talk to him and gauge his response.
Okay. He gets to be about 10 feet from you, and asks if you have had seen Meryl's murderer.
Not yet. We're looking right now. We're trying to find it.
Okay.
I'm gonna speak up and be like, "Have you seen her murderer?"
He replies with no. He's in the process of searching.
We did go see the medical examiner this morning to try and find some more information. We want to get to the bottom of this just as much as you do, though I am sure that what you're dealing with right now, what you're feeling right now, I cannot relate exactly, although I have seen my share of death as well. With my mother being killed when I was very young, and my father dying in mysterious circumstances, I understand what it is you're going through, my friend, and we are looking diligently, trying to get to the bottom of this.
Okay. And he starts to make a couple of steps towards you, and just get closer. Do you do anything to dissuade?
No.
Okay. As he gets within 5 feet, he starts to feint and bring the axe around toward Pearl. Pearl, roll your grapple check.
That's a 14.
You don't grapple him, but you do, and so let's see. Does a 17 hit?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's at disadvantage because if I'm assuming Pearl, without retconning it, we're standing next to each other, right?
You guys would be pretty close, probably within 10 feet of each other.
Are we
between 5 and 10 feet of each other? So Koth would be within that range.
Yeah. So whatever attack, whether intentional or accidental, would be at disadvantage.
Okay. So disadvantage roll puts it at a 14 to hit. Does that still hit?
No, that does not hit.
Okay, so as it comes around, you manage to dodge out of the way of the axe. And initiative starts.
I died behind Titus to get out of the way, apparently.
So
13 for me.
13 for me as well.
what's your dex, Titus?
My dex is 11.
What's your dex bonus?
On my bonus, 0.
Pearl, yours is
3.
all right. So Pearl would go above Titus. Maze, what's yours?
12.
Okay.
I was wondering if this is the same person.
Knowing Scoob, it is not the same person.
Well, he doesn't have the same weapon.
Right. That's very intuitive of you. I wish we would have thought of that sooner.
I did, but I was like, I don't know. You're always on that edge, like, okay,
Yeah.
act first and ask question later. You know what I mean? I'm like,
It happens.
well, I was like, okay, I'm kind of waiting to see if you'll attack so that I know for sure. Okay, yes, we're fighting it, and instead of us engaging it, and then, but I was like, as we're waiting, I'm like, do we actually knock him out, or do we kill him? I'm trying to.
That is an excellent question.
Mm-hmm.
And starting off at the top of the order is Koth.
Now, you said he fainted, or was he like he shifted over, like was he losing consciousness?
No, faint as in
He faked.
you were watching him, expecting him to go one way,
Right.
and he went a different way.
Okay.
But since Pearl had specified that a threatening action somewhere it looks like he's going to it's that kind of threatening move,
right,
she would react. And as a monk with that martial arts skill, she would have seen once the feint was done and the axe was starting to swing, then she would just react.
Okay, I understand now. Thanks.
You're welcome. And the attack is going to be a miss. So, alrighty, which brings us to Pearl.
Not you're supposed to be our friend. Go pop, right? You know what I mean, like that.
You glitched, so I didn't hear half of that.
I said, that's not nice. You're supposed to be our friend. I'm going to whack him with my quarterstaff and then pop him in the nose with my,
with an unarmed strike. Okay.
Yeah, so it'll be quarterstaff and then it'll be the unarmed strike.
Alrighty.
10 to hit with the quarterstaff.
10 is a miss.
And then unarmed strike is an 11.
Both are misses.
Yep.
Alrighty. Titus, you're up.
All right. I'm not happy. So I will. I hate to do it. I'm gonna pull out my silver dagger
Okay.
and attack with that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not good. So that was a nat 1.
Oh no.
Yep, that's going to be a miss, and it's going to cause you to lose your grip on your dagger and drop it.
Okay. Can I have a second attack.
Okay.
I'm going to pull out my other dagger
Okay.
and try and attack with that. Man. I'm going to use my inspiration.
All right.
All right, so a 13 to hit.
13 just misses.
Okay.
Ah.
And that, well, actually, let me see here. I'll do one more thing. I will use. Shoot. Do I want to do that now? No, that's it. I'm done. That's it.
You're done?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So that ends that. That brings us to Maze.
Okay, if I was to pick up his dropped silver dagger, would that be an action or a bonus action?
That would be an action considering you're currently floating in the air on your broom of flying.
Okay.
You'd have to come down and get within the melee in order to pick up the silver dagger.
Gotcha. Well shaped. Well, I know it's not going to do any good, but I will come down within melee range
Okay.
and cast Booming Blade on my rapier
Okay.
and take a swing.
Sounds good.
That would be a 22 to hit.
That will most definitely hit.
And oh, I forgot to call sneak attack. Okay, 6 points of damage.
I'll let you have it.
Oh, okay.
You're working through that. You have allies within range. I imagine sneak attack is there.
Okay,
But it's
11.
definitely good practice to make sure you try to remember that in your order of operation.
Oh yeah, 11 points of non-magical damage.
Ooh, nice hit. He definitely feels that. Alrighty. All right, bringing back up to the top. And he's going to swing it at he's going to swing at Maze because Maze was the last one to deal damage. So
Does your booming blade go off when he swings?
it will, because that's how we did it last time. And unfortunately, it's a miss. Because I don't believe a 9 will hit you.
Nope. It does not. So Booming Blade goes off.
Yep.
It's a D8 thunder damage. And
Okay.
it's 8 points of damage.
Yay!
Nice. Well played. Okay. So obviously there's that audible sound of crack of thunder. as well as the physical damage. So bringing it up now, Pearl's up. Titus, you're on deck.
Gotta try and smack him again.
All right,
Hopefully
try and smack him again.
Will a 16 hit?
16 does hit.
Yay! And that is 7 damage.
Alrighty, 7 damage.
A 23 to hit.
Definitely hits. Roll damage.
And that one is 5 damage.
5 damage. Alrighty. Titus? It's a free action to pick up your knife again.
Okay, good. So I pick up my my silver dagger. Would I have noticed anything about how the hits landed that Maze did to Koth? If it seemed like the damage was getting through, or if it wasn't?
Oh yes, he's bleeding from a couple of different wounds from that. So, as far as you can tell, the strikes are actually inflicting damage.
Okay. All right. I pick up my silver dagger. And I'll attack with my silver dagger.
Do it to it.
Aubrey, you're killing me. An 8 misses, I'm sure.
Yes.
All right. And then I'll try one more time.
One more time.
Another 8. So Titus is visibly dejected and disappointed and feels like he needs to go back to Paladin school.
And somewhere in another dimension on another realm, Welleth is going, I'm going to the game shop to buy some physical dice because I am tired of this crap.
This is true. So yeah, that'll end my turn.
Maze?
I'll look at Titus and go, are we not trying to put him down?
I'm conflicted. What do you want?
Then I'm going to pull out my rapier and cast Booming Blade. And with sneak attack, swing at him one more time.
Okay.
Oh, that's perfect. That needs to be one of the little clip things. I love it.
That'd be a 17.
17 will hit. Roll damage.
And that will be 13 points of damage.
Alrighty.
Really good one.
Definitely not in a good place. Alright. Maze, does a 14 hit?
Let me look. Meets it, beats it.
Alrighty. As you you guys are all focused on Koth in front of you. Maze, you feel the distinct feeling of a blade come across your back from behind. And you guys hear some snarling behind you. As you steal a glance back, you see a pair of those same creatures that attacked you the night before, attacking you from behind with scimitars. Maze will take 3 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And the second Jackalware will come up and slash at Maze again, and it is a 9 to hit, so that's a miss.
Yes.
Bringing us up to top of the order with Koth, who will make a swing again. Let's see. Demeanor. This time he will swing at Earl. And for a 12 to hit.
That does not hit.
Alrighty. Earl, you're up.
Does my booming
And-
blade go off?
Yep, booming blade would go off.
Oh man, that's another 8.
Yay!
So as he does the swing and misses, you hear another crack of thunder, and then he falls down and falls down dead. Now you just have the two creatures behind you. Pearl, what would you like to do?
I'm going to turn to them like, what did we ever do to you? We've never touched you before. We even saved the other one that was like you. And then we'll defend herself, or defend Maze and attack the one that attacked her.
All right. Go ahead, roll for attack.
18 to hit.
18 will hit.
That's 5 damage.
All right. Non-magical, correct?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Noted.
I don't think it. Yeah. I forgot to switch over to the dagger. Yeah. I'll do that next time. And then it doesn't do anything, does it? With the non-magic, and I can't do the dagger with the quarterstaff either, can I?
Not for your next thing is your unarmed strike. So
Yeah. And I don't think it'll do anything, but I'll roll anyway. 15 to hit.
15 actually does hit.
I meant in the sense of like damage wise, because I know they're were creatures. 5 damage.
Okay. So that's with your unarmed strike? Yep. And you're not at the point where your unarmed strikes are magical, right?
Nope.
Okie dokie.
We're only level 3.
Titus, you're up.
All right. Seeing these familiar creatures. Well, first, Titus seeing Koth going down is really not happy about it, because he saw that life was wasted when it shouldn't have been, and considers that Koth was, at least as far as he could tell, Koth was just so overwhelmed with grief that he just started lashing out, and Titus is really dejected about not being able to help him more. But all of that aside, I will pick up I'll have my silver dagger and see if I can actually land something this evening.
Okay.
So 23 to hit.
23 will hit.
And all right. So damage is 4 silver damage.
Alrighty.
And I will use my Divine Smite. So that'll take up a spell slot.
Okay.
And that'll add 2d8 of radiant damage.
Okie dokie.
That is an additional 11 magical damage.
Nice.
For radiant damage.
Yep. That definitely hurts.
And I can make a second attack, but do I have to use a different weapon?
No.
Okay, then I'll attack again.
Are you
with
talking
my...
about? Are you referring to the 2-weapon fighting?
Yes.
Yeah. That specifically says if you have a weapon in your offhand,
Okay.
you have to have a weapon in each hand as you go, or
Okay.
as you specified, you have your shield on, and
Right.
you have the dagger. So
Right. Okay. So then that'll end my turn.
Okay. Maze, you're up.
I'll turn around and look at Titus and be like, "Don't be so sad, friend. You finally hit one." And then she'll pull out her rapier. Cause yeah, she has nothing. Ooh. Well, question, DM.
Answer, player.
If I put the bubble on my head and headbutt one of them, will it be a magic attack?
I love it! I love it! You broke the
I think he's gonna burst your bubble.
Had to go there, huh? Just
I
had
did.
to go there.
I did.
Oh, that's great.
You can certainly try.
Do it.
Improvise. I would call that an unarmed strike, and there's a chance you might damage your bubble in the process.
Oh, well, never mind. That does me no good. I've got -1 strength, so I get 0 points for an unarmed strike. Okay, let's think of this again. Oh shoot. Check spells. Let me. I'll cast. There's 2 of them, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
One
I'll
of them
cast-
looks pretty rough right now.
Oh, well, okay. Then, yeah, I'll cast Booming Blade, even though, yeah. And smack the one that looks kind of rough with my rapier.
Okie dokie.
17 to hit.
17 will hit.
And 10 points of damage.
Non-magical, correct?
Non-magical.
Okay, and the booming blade is applied.
Mhm.
Okie dokie. Which brings us to them, which they take their actions to disengage and turn to run.
Opportunity
As
attacks.
the one turns, it activates the booming blade.
Ooh. One point of damage.
For the third time this evening, you hear a crack of thunder as the spell goes off. But unfortunately, it's not enough to kill it. So you see them turn and start to run
We also
into the
get
mist.
opportunity attacks?
Say again, Pearl?
Would we also get opportunity attacks?
No, they use
They use
disengage.
Yeah.
It negates opportunity attacks.
I want to run after him. I don't want him getting away again. Come on, guys! Come on! Come on! Come on! Come on! I don't want them to mouse mad, but I want to go. We can't let him get away this time.
Yeah, I agree.
Like,
Actually,
look, the tide is real quick because that's what he wants me to do. Come.
Okay,
Come.
you wanna run and chase them through the mist. Okay.
I don't want them gone.
Okay.
What? Can I do a quick nature check?
What's the question?
I want to see what their movement is.
Okay.
So a 16 minus 1, a 15.
Judging from the pace at which they're moving right now, they definitely move faster than you do.
Okay. Knowing that, I will call out to Pearl and tell her that I won't be able to keep pace. Let's not follow them. I think it will be fruitless.
But she has a broom and I'm fast.
Real quick, you want me to cast Sleep? Or are they too far away?
They
Okay, well, we'll run through this. Let's go back up to our top. They've both taken an action and moved. They're about 40 feet away from you. Pearl, you're going to take pursuit on your turn. So you are going to start pursuing. What's your movement is how much?
40.
Huh?
40.
Okay.
40.
So you can move up. You can move up, and you can move up to right within range of them.
And I am going to attack them with the dagger.
Okay.
21 to hit.
All right. Which one are you attacking?
The weaker of the two.
All right. Roll for that'll hit. Roll damage.
and that is 6 damage.
All right, you stab it, it dies.
Good. And I don't know if I can use my unarmed strike with a dagger or not. I think so, because because this is a martial art. Okay, so I can. So then, I will. Well, I'll just hit the other one to at least try to disorient it, if nothing else, or something. That's a 21 to hit on the other one.
Alrighty. Yep, that'll hit.
And that is 5 damage.
Okay. And that was just a unarmed strike.
Yeah, that's just an unarmed strike.
All right, it takes it, and you don't see any effect.
Yeah.
All right, Titus, you're up.
Knock him with something.
Okay, given that I cannot run to keep up with him, I'm going to use my gift from the tricksters,
Okay.
and I will use the balloon to cause the creature to levitate.
It's a backpack, so you have to be wearing it as you fall. Think of it as a portable. Essentially think of it as a portable parachute.
Okay, yeah, okay. So I guess the range, I was confused. It said range 60 feet, but it's whatever the tether would be to.
But
to
on
make
the
that happen.
other side, you do have a magical item on your body if you've attuned to it in the overnight that you could use to reach out and touch them. If you need more time to read up on that to incorporate it, I understand.
Yeah, it's not in D&D Beyond.
It is. It's just it's under the Unearthed Arcana stuff.
Okay.
You'd have to add it as a magical item.
Okay.
But
we'll
we can go over that a little. I can give that to you during the break.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I will use that.
Okay.
To because it'll give me a plus 30 feet on the melee attack.
Mm-hmm.
So I will. It's magical damage. So
yeah, it's called the Eldritch Maul.
Yeah.
You empower the tattoo for the duration. As a bonus action, you can empower the tattoo for 1 minute. For the duration, each of your melee weapon attacks can reach target 30 feet away. So, which weapon would you empower with it, realistically?
So the attack would be magical regardless.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Okay,
that's why
then
specifying which weapon would you focus that with?
The longsword.
Okay. So you would run up because it's 30 feet. They're 40 feet. So you'd move forward.
Mm-hmm.
And you'd still have the range. So
right.
Roll for the attack.
None than that one.
Oh, come on.
Ouch. Okay. So, in your haste, you do that, and you actually kind of fumble your longsword and drop it on with a clang on the ground.
I think you have slippery hands. You need to get you gloves.
Yeah.
Maze, how about you?
I don't want this thing getting away.
You're on your broom, so you should have enough speed at least.
Yeah. I just don't know if I want to use that spell slot yet to do something. Yeah, I'll run up on the broom. And yeah, I love making noise, so booming blade, sneak attack, rapier, all that good stuff.
All right.
Non-magical, cause yeah.
What's the roll for attack?
18.
18 does hit. Bring it to its turn. It's going to dart left and dash. So it's going to move 80 feet, and in that process, it's going to take your booming blade. So roll the damage on that.
5.
Alrighty. So took 5 points of damage there. So it darts and darts a corner in an alleyway and just charges 80 feet into the mist. So back up to the top with Pearl. Do you wish to continue pursuit?
Well, let's try it one more time.
All right, roll a survival to see if you can keep track of where it vanished.
It moved 80 feet, right?
Yes.
That's a nat one.
It's gone.
Mm-hmm. Give out a caterwaul of anger that I can't catch you. I'll work my way back.
That's a good point. No, it technically did not disengage. Pearl would have gotten an attack of opportunity with her quarterstaff.
Yay!
So roll for the attack. Unfortunately, it wasn't close enough for Titus to still get an attack of opportunity.
I would have dropped it anyway.
17 to hit.
17 would have hit.
That's 7 silver.
7 silvered.
Mhm.
All right, takes the hit, keeps on going.
Grr.
All right, I call over to Pearl and Maze and say, come on, let's get back. We don't want this thing leading us any further into the depths of the mist.
So frustrating. We need to stop them.
Well, we stopped one.
Stopped one.
And unfortunately, Koth as well.
I want to go back and check Koth. I want to see if he actually changes into anything or if it's actually Koth.
Oddly enough, you do see that his body did transform into one of those creatures you've seen several times already.
Hold it. I am grabbing it and I am not letting it go, and I'm gonna keep it, and we're gonna take it to I'm telling this to them in character. We're going to take it to that medical examiner guy, and we're gonna have him look at it and figure out what the heck this thing is, and we're not gonna let our eyes off of it because I don't want it disappearing again. Yes.
But we also had a job to do tonight.
You do.
And perhaps the job is more important.
Or can I at least take like some samples from it and put it in my backpack? Because it's gonna disappear. I know it is.
Give me a survival check.
I'm not good at survival check.
You're wanting to on the fly take samples of a creature. And just like with anything else, breaking down a creature.
That's an 11. Actually, I'm supposed to be good at it. I actually have proficiency in it, but I keep getting these low rolls.
Well, I mean, you're able to take like a finger or a toe or an ear, something simple and basic. You're able to just lop off for a sample.
Yep, just anything. I gotta have proof, man. I'm tired of these things disappearing.
Okay, what do you take?
I think I'll take an ear.
Okay. You go and you look, and it doesn't appear to have ears that you're familiar with. I was giving you ears as an example.
Okay, we'll do a finger then, I guess.
Okay, yeah, you go and you cut off a finger. It's an elongated kind of digit. It looks proportionally off to like what you see on like Titus's hand or Maze's hand. The joints seem a little bit longer. It obviously, because you have paws and not fingers in that sense. You're dexterous, but but yeah, it just looks a little odd. So put in your inventory, you have some mysterious finger.
And I'm actually going to write that in just because I can.
That works. And with that, we're going to take a quick 10-minute break to refill drinks, bio break, all that kind of stuff. If you have any questions, write question in all caps and then your question, and it should bubble up on the bot. And we will be back in just a few. So thank you for hanging out so far. We'll be right back. And we're back. Thanks you everyone for sticking around. Had a couple of comments come in the first half. One comment from Sazori. I love the medical examiner's voice. Thank you.
Yeah, me too.
I am trying. And a comment from Ms. K. Loving the mystery. I think the mystery's been rather exciting and interesting. Definitely not your traditional thought of a D&D game, but hey,
Yeah, that's the thing I like about it. It's different.
happy I could help. That being said, so you go back and you see Koth had reverted back into one of these really elongated, featureless things. It has a dagger and some simple attire on it, and you had chopped off one of its fingers.
Can I look at the dagger? Because I remember the last one that we killed, the old lady one, also had a dagger that changed into what it wanted to be. Can we inspect the dagger to see if it's related to the doppelganger or whatever the thingy, the creature's abilities, or if it's the dagger itself that can shift?
That would be an Arcana check.
Probably absolutely horrific at it, but I will try.
I'll also want to get a close look at it.
All right.
That's 15. Not too bad for a 0 on my modifier. That's pretty good.
That's fair. Also, Pearl, give me a D100 roll.
Woo! Yay!
Got a gift from the tricksters.
That's a 12 for my Arcana check.
All right.
76.
76, she says.
Nope. Now I'm excited. Something completely random, but I don't care.
Yeah, I don't think you got somebody else got this one. You find a 10-foot pole that seems to attract your attention. You find a pole of angling, ANGLING. It's a 10-foot pole that when you speak the command word, it transforms into a fishing pole. With a hook, a line, a reel, whole thing, fishing pole. You speak the command word again, and it turns back into a normal 10-foot long pole.
I love it so much. Oh, that's great, man.
Alrighty. So let's see. I have a nat 1 crit fail on my next dice roll. Thank you from Rengal 17. I am making a note of that to make sure I remember that.
Now I know how we can have Fitz exercise. I'll put a little piece of cheese on the end of the fishing pole, and I'll reel it out, and he can go run and get it, and then he'll pull it back.
Love it.
Okay. So, but you guys looking at the dagger, there are no inscriptions or anything about it that seems any arcane in nature. So as far as you can tell, it's a regular dagger. You can't tell if there's any magical related properties.
I might keep the dagger, just, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, Titus is visibly a little more light-spirited now, even though the one got away, because he realizes that it wasn't actually Koth that was killed tonight, and that he may still be alive out there somewhere. So he's optimistic.
Let's see. We have a inspiration
Better rolls.
for Titus. He needs better rolls.
I'll take it.
And you get a nat,
Nat
20
20.
on your next skill check.
I need it.
Or your next dice roll. So, I had this come up this morning. Inspiration can use at your discretion. The nat 20 or the nat 1 is at your next d20 roll. That being said, it's getting through. This was a really kind of random encounter, and then after that, it's still making your way to your patrol route. So, is there anything you guys wish to do as you get on to your patrol route?
And there was nothing on the body of formerly Koth. Okay. Nope. All right, then.
Oh, there's a small pouch with 2 gold pieces.
I'll take it. Yoink.
Here, anyway, might as well.
And the jackal creature that you killed, it had a scimitar and a little pouch on it with 8 silver pieces.
She's the one that thought to look for it.
Okay.
Alrighty.
So we want to get to the watcher. We're trying to keep an eye out for this guy. I'm guessing we're trying to keep a low profile so he doesn't know that we're like watching him. Correct?
Right.
Yep. So it gets in there with as far as getting past that time. I mean, there is the 3 claps of thunder, or that. So a little while after this, as you get in the 11 o'clock hour, you find your mark and you follow at a discreet distance. And then we get into getting into the midnight hour. Hearing the bells toll that it's midnight. Shortly thereafter, as you're following your mark, you hear a... Give me perception checks.
Nat 20.
Of course.
Yeah, you tied us.
Maze?
Oh. 15.
Pearl?
21.
All right, Pearl and Titus, you guys hear a muffled scream in an alleyway just off to your left.
And we had the guys we were watching in our sights at the time, correct?
Yeah, he's actually away. He's actually to your right.
Okay.
Complete opposite direction of the muffled screaming.
I'm gonna reach out to Titus, grab his hand, and pull him as we go towards the
Well, you both hear it.
Right.
Oh, sorry, I meant Maze. I'm sorry, I meant Maze. Since you didn't hear it.
Alrighty.
I probably still would grab Titus's hand because he doesn't follow very good, so I probably pull him anyway.
That's fair. A lantern that hangs above the back door of some tiny shop illuminates a grisly scene. A tall, burly figure in a cloak and top hat stands facing the grimy wall. His right arm is outstretched, pinning a terrified young woman against the bricks, her feet dangling helplessly a few inches above the pavement. The stark terror in her eyes is a haunting reminder of the first victim you saw when you entered this fiendish city. In the man's left hand, a glittering blade flashes. Glowing symbols appear to be etched in the metal surface. Symbols that seem to drip blood even before the knife performs its horrible work. As the blade slashes across the woman's neck, her scream ends in a ghastly gurgle. The man turns suddenly, his wild animal eyes fix upon you with a Stare that reveals all the worst that a man can become. Small droplets of blood speckle his face and beard. Then another figure, also wearing a cloak and top hat, moves in front of the first man, as if shielding him. Where did the second fellow come from? He wasn't there a moment ago. The second man is older and gaunt, his white hair slanting across his forehead. He moves slowly with a limp. Behind him, the madman's arm moves with gruesome precision, all the more terrifying now that the screaming has stopped.
Is it a free action to change my pants?
No, but you can make a constitution check. All three of you.
Oh, no. Hey, that's all your fault, Titus, man.
Yeah, I brought this on myself, I think.
And us.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Constitution.
That's a 12.
4.
18.
12.
Okay. Oddly enough, Titus actually holds his composure. He's actually kind of getting that feeling, but he's kind of holding his composure from this. Maze, you are just stunned at the grisliness of this and just seeing it happen. Pearl, you're a little you're not at. It's kind of like we have three things. Titus is actually fairly composed. Maze is completely freaked out, and you're somewhere in the middle.
It's reversed.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm taking into
Okay.
account something I heard
I
about
don't know
con
if you're
checks.
allowed-
Sometimes the lower the con check, depending on the circumstance, the better.
Oh.
Depends on the con check.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
So if we can, I'd like to try and side skirt the guy that's protecting him.
they're
to try and
about
get
40
to the
feet
other
from
guy
you.
so that
They are about 40 feet
how
from
much?
you.
I can
They're-
at least get to one of them. But I got 40 feet moving.
You can get right up. You as you start to move, you see the big burly one dart around a corner and start running off. There's just the other one in front.
I really want to do feel on agility right now, but I don't know if it's a good idea.
And as you start to lunge toward him, you see a wall appear right between you two.
Like a solid brick wall.
Yep.
Or a
Stone wall that just seem to appear right in front of you.
Okay, I'm going to try and touch it and is it real? Is it a major illusion? Like can I get through it?
Jack.
Nothing else. I'm tempted to climb it. So I have a climbing speed, and there hopefully are no shingles on top of this thing.
As you go to touch it, it does actually kind of feel like stone.
Okay. I am a cat. I have a climbing speed.
Okay.
Can I climb this wall?
As I see Pearl start to climb, I remind her, remember, not all of us can do that. And I just kind of moves around in his heavy armor.
Then what's your suggestion? They're getting away yet again. They're gonna kill someone else.
I have a question.
Answer.
with the levitate function of the balloon, is it just going up vertically and no more movement? How does that work?
Tell me again the name of the balloon or the
It's called balloon pack. It says one creature or loose object you can see within range rises vertically up to 20 feet and remains suspended there for the duration. The spell can levitate a target that weighs up to 500 pounds. Target can move only by pushing or pulling against a fixed object. So I could use this. So, yeah, I can use this. I can run up to the wall and use it there, and then pull against the wall to get over the wall.
That's fair.
She's got the broom, so she could get over.
Yeah. Let me see what my...
Run along the roof so we can get to him.
What's the weight limit on that broom, Maze?
Make it over 200 feet, it slows down.
It can carry up to 400 pounds, but its flying speed becomes 30 feet while carrying over 200 pounds.
Okay. Yeah, the only way to make that work is if you fly over, send the broom back, and then I ride over. That's another option. That might be a more economical use. Yeah, so I'll suggest to Pearl and Maze, if you can get over the wall, fine. Maze, if you get over, just send the broom back for me.
What about the other one? I was going to go up and look and see if I could see him real quick.
I thought we could run along. I could run along the. Once you climb up the wall, could I run across the roof? Well, I don't know if I want to touch the roof again, but run across the roof to see the guy that ran around the corner.
Let me back that up just to flip something. The wall actually appears behind him, so you actually get right up on him.
Oh, so he's still with us.
So the wall comes up behind him. He kind of turns and kind of looks at it, almost giving the impression that that the wall is in the wrong place. So you charge up. You are right there in front of him.
But he cast the wall, right? For what you can tell.
As far as you can tell, yeah. It looks like it looks like it was a spell that was cast, and it's behind him, and he's kind of pounding on the wall, like, okay, something's not right. So right now, Pearl is right up within 5 feet of him. The rest of you are presumably charging up as well. You're about 10 feet from her at this moment. Pearl, what do you do once you get up on 5 feet up?
Should I chase the other one? I'm going to call back to them.
I mean, I can too.
There's the two of us, and then Titus, I don't know if you can handle one guy, but I would hope.
I don't advise splitting the party, and I can't exactly scale this wall without you guys.
You can send the broom back, like you said.
Unfortunately, I feel like I need to deal with this one before I can move on to the next one.
The other one's like killing people.
We can try. So I guess Maze and Pearl, if you want to try and go across the wall, I will catch up when I can if you'll send the broom back.
Okay.
Well, I don't think both of us need to go. Somebody needs to stay here with Titus. I will stay if you want to go.
So you're just gonna let me run again with no?
Fritz is in your pocket. You come back to me. Or you stay here and keep him safe, and I'll go and be right back, since I can fly.
And you can actually go faster than me because you can go 50 feet on your broom, can you not? And
Yep,
you
100
fly.
with a dash.
Get over the. You'd be the better person to pursue. Alright, then okay. So then, if that's true, then I'm going to attack the guy that's next to us because I'm mad at him for even causing this problem.
All right. So as you rear back to make a strike, and Maze attempts to lift off on her broom, 5 figures drop in from the rough line surrounding you. Complete hybrid form. These jackals are now surrounding you. Roll initiative.
What did we ever do to you?
That's a 15 initiative for me.
Nice. Pearl?
That's a 6.
Maze?
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Okay.
Oh, well, 13.
13.
Apparently, he really didn't want us to chase that guy.
Apparently not. So, starting off at the, we'll let you get 1 attack as a surprise on him. Since you got up in there, I'll let Pearl you make 1 strike on him. Go ahead.
Does he look animalistic too, or no?
He, same form, very gaunt, kind of white hair, top hat and cloak.
I better just be safe and do the dagger then. Just
Okay.
in case. I want to do the silver dagger. That's a 17 to hit.
17 will hit. Roll damage.
That's that 5 damage.
All right.
And just to test it, I'm going to unarmed strike him. And no, I'm not, because that's a nat 1.
Oof. Okie dokie.
I don't know what you're going to do about that, because that's my fist.
You broke a finger.
All
Don't give
right.
him any ideas.
Yeah, I've done that with claws, and someone like saying you broke one of your claws.
That's fair. So you stab with the dagger. He reacts to it. As you come around, you miss with the strike. Now we're gonna go at the top of the initiative. You guys are surrounded by these guys. There's now there's 6 total around the 3 of you. No, her hand doesn't fall off. It's kind of attached. First one.
Just reacting to that.
First one is going to attempt to attack. Let's see. Kind of going to attempt to attack Pearl, but due to the nat 1 that I have to make, he's going to fail and drop his scimitar.
Yay.
So doesn't score a hit there. All right. The next one is going to attack Pearl. That is an 11 to hit.
Nope.
That's a no, or that's a no, right?
No.
Okay.
Does not hit.
All right. Third one is going to attack Maze. Yeah, that sucked. That's a 7 to hit.
Miss.
Yay. Keep rolling like that. I like those rolls.
That was 3, 4. Going to attack. Is going to try to attack Pearl. That's going to be an 18 to hit.
That hits.
For 7 points of slashing damage. And the last one going to attack Maze. It's an 18 to hit.
That hits.
4 points of slashing damage. And yeah, the one that was in front of Pearl that she attacked with the dagger. I will let you make an opportunity attack because he is going to pretty much just walk up the wall and start running away and start running off. So make your opportunity attack on him.
Yep. 14 to hit.
14 will hit. Roll damage.
6 damage. Silvered.
Yep. Takes the hit and keeps on going.
Ooh, I'm so tempted to run after him up that wall.
But you see him just kind of seem to just run up the side of the wall and go.
Yeah, it makes me wonder if he's too powerful. So
Next up is Titus, and then Maze, you're on deck.
So, do I have any in melee right now?
Yes, there are several in melee.
What about the older guy? He's still 10 foot away, right?
He actually started running up the wall and is running away.
Okay.
He was the one that Pearl. He was the one that Pearl rushed up on. Who's between?
Mm-hmm.
It was her, him, and then the wall. She
Right.
attacked him once since she had run up on him.
Mm-hmm.
And then when as they all kind of were doing their attacks, he took the opportunity to run away, and he appeared to literally run up the side of the wall. And keep going. Pearl did manage to get one more strike with her dagger before he ran up and has run up the side and is currently running up the side of the building.
Okay.
You have the rest of them kind of surrounded you guys. You can pretty much attack anyone you want, just like they're attacking any one of the three of you that they make a swing on. So
Okay.
think of it as just a big dog pile bar brawl.
Okay. Well, that being said, I rolled my attack on the one. There's one in melee right next to me with my silver dagger, a nat 20.
Definitely.
So that is 8 silver damage, and I will add to that my divine smite.
All right. What are you rolling for that 8? Is that your max die plus what you rolled?
Yep. So that's the D4, so 4, and then what I rolled, which was a 1 plus 3, which is my modifier. So that's
okay. So we have
8 total.
And then you're adding the divine smite. So 8, 16. We're at 24 points of damage.
Right.
What's the result from the dice roll?
All right. That is 10 additional damage.
So 34 points of damage. How do you want to end this poor creature's existence?
I will just jab the silver dagger right through one of its eye holes and pull it out.
It's gone.
And that'll end my turn.
Alrighty, Maze, you're up.
I am going to try to cast sleep on the older gentleman running up the wall.
All right.
All right, that is 31 points.
All right, is there a save?
Let me check.
It's off of how much HP he has.
Yeah. Creatures within 20 feet of a point you choose with range
Okay.
are affected depending on their HP.
Alrighty. How many points?
Oh man, Ari.
It was
What'd I say?
31.
31? Okay. That's
All right, and you're focusing it on just him, or trying to get him and others?
Just him.
Okay. You see him coming up the wall. It takes it, and he starts to fall unconscious, and falls down. Or as he's rushing up, as he's cresting over, he takes it, so he collapses down on the roof of the building.
Up there, but he's asleep. And he didn't take any damage because he landed on the roof, right?
It's out of your eyesight. You're unsure.
That's about all I
Could
can do,
be-
guys.
Yeah, could be temporary sleep, could be permanent sleep, we don't know yet.
Okay. All right, and now it'll be Maze's turn, right?
Yep.
All right. Pearl, you're up.
Well, what would it take me? What kind of action would it take for me to hand the silver dagger to Maze?
That would be an
Would I be able
action.
to do that with a bonus action? Grapple one of them?
That would be an
action?
action, not a bonus.
Ah. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and hand it to her anyway. Well, no, I have to disengage if I wanted to go up the wall because they're all next to me, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I'm just gonna attack them. This work. Wait, what? 22 to hit.
That will hit.
5 damage, silvered.
Alrighty.
I think that's it because there's no reason to do any of the unarmed strikes because they're not gonna do anything.
That ends your turn.
Yep, that ends my turn.
Okie dokie. Bring him back up to the top. One's dead. 4 left. Okay, Maze, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh man. 11.
Makes the save.
Ho, 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 ho. Can you tell where it came from or what it was?
You feel like you're being as you look about, and you catch eyes with one of the jackals, and you start to feel yourself fall asleep, but you manage to shake yourself free of it.
Huh.
Next one is going to attack Pearl with his with his sword. Yeah, that's a 10 to hit.
That does not hit.
All right. Pearl, make a wisdom saving throw.
18.
All right, you succeed that one.
Was that from the same or the same jackal, or what I know?
You wouldn't know. And then the last one, we'll make an attempt on Titus. That is a 15 to hit.
Meets it, beats it.
Alrighty. You take 7 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And now it's Titus's turn.
Okay. So it was one that was in melee. The other one in melee range with me.
Yes, it was one of the ones that's in melee.
All right. 21 to hit with a silver dagger.
That will hit. Roll damage.
That is 4 damage, and I'm going to use my last spell slot, Divine Smite, for 2d8 of extra radiant damage.
Okay.
10 additional damage.
So 14 points of damage. Alrighty.
And let's see. Oh, and that'll be it.
Okay. Maze, you're up.
Oh man. Let's see here. Well, yeah, I guess I will try to cast sleep on the one that tried to do it to me
Okay.
and try to get as many of them as I can
Okay.
without getting us.
It's a pretty good dog pile in this alley.
Oh, 23.
And that affects every creature within 20 feet, right? Or is it
Yes. Of a point you choose within range.
a point you choose? So, okay. So you pick a point, and the 20-foot radius does actually get all of you. What's the total hit point?
What did I say? 28?
28. All right. That puts the one that Titus struck down to sleep, and it puts another one to sleep as well. And how much? What's you guys' current? Let's see.
Because it goes by the lowest one, right?
Yeah, it starts with the lowest. What's you guys' current hit point count?
15.
14.
Titus.
I can't hear you, Titus.
20.
Okay. So 14, 15, and 20, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You three are not affected, but 2 of the jackals are.
Ooh, that was close.
So there are 2 conscious, 2 unconscious, 1 dead, and the
Okay,
3
so
of you.
Yeah, let's focus on the ones that are conscious. Then.
All right, that brings us to Pearl.
Right, I will yet again swing with that fucking dagger. And don't think an 11 will hit. Can I use my inspiration for the hit?
You sure can.
And that's a D4, correct?
Yep.
That makes it a 13.
That will hit.
And I'm going for one of the ones that's conscious.
Okay.
And that is 5 damage.
Alrighty. 5 damage with the silver dagger, right?
Yep.
Okie dokie. Brings us to the top. That one's dead. That one's unconscious. That one's conscious. And that one did, but didn't move. All right. Maze, go ahead and make another wisdom saving throw.
Oh no. 4.
Oh no.
You unfortunately do not shake this one off, and you fall unconscious. Brings us up to the next one, and it's the. Titus, make a wisdom saving throw.
$10.
Just meets it. You do not succumb to the unconsciousness. You feel it take effect, and it almost gets there, but you just through sheer determination, you break it. Because you're saying need to beat you. Get it? Get to beat it. All right. So brings us to you.
Alrighty. So, where's the closest one that's conscious?
Just turn to the left, and you can get melee on it.
Okie dokie. I will attack again with my silver dagger.
Okay.
Oh, so close. 24 to hit.
That will hit. Roll damage.
7 damage.
Nice.
And as a free action, I will mock him. No magically, but just mock him. And that'll end my turn.
Alrighty. Maze is unconscious. Pearl?
Okay, so I am going to attack him with the silver dagger, and then, if it's okay, I'd like to kind of kick Maze with my bonus action to try and wake her up. That's an 8 to hit, so that's not going to hit.
Nope, that's not going to hit. Now,
I have a question. Am I asleep on the broom? Because I never got off the broom.
no, technically you never got off the broom. And you would have been hovering just off, but you probably would have fallen off the broom, but not taken any fall damage. Right? We'll say for kindness you weren't high enough to take the fall damage.
Well, he was being in melee.
Yeah, because they were attacking, so she would have to have been in melee.
So for additional kindness, will she get to make a constitution check to see if she wakes up? When she fell?
No, she is unconscious. Oh, she is unconscious. She doesn't take damage, so
Right.
she wasn't high enough off the ground. Pearl, get to roll an attack with advantage. Let me double check though. Unconscious.
Oh, yeah. Make sure it's actually. So I'm
un-
guessing that's an unarmed strike, correct?
Actions or reactions. Conscious creature is incapacitated, drops a holding and falls prone. Automatically feels strengthened deck. Attacks on the creature have advantage. Any attack that hits a creature is a critical hit if the attack is within 5 feet. So you're going to try and kick her with an unarmed strike. Roll with advantage.
That's a 24 to hit.
Yeah, that will hit. And since you're within 5 feet, it's an automatic critical. So what is a critical on your unarmed strike?
That's a D4.
So 4 plus, roll the D4.
And of course I roll high. That's plus 6. 10 damage.
So you come up and you just kind of kick her square in the ribs. Maze, you feel you had this moment where you kind of semi-dreaming and you kind of felt a slight thump as you hit the ground, and then there's this sharp pain in your ribs. And you open your eyes, you see Pearl looking rather sheepishly. She just kicked you.
And I think if my math is right, you're at 4 hit points now.
Yeah, I am. Pearl about took me out.
Unconscious, unalive.
I'm sorry, I'm just trying to get you up. I wasn't expecting it to be all of that. I just wanted to wake him up.
I actually had a session where somebody threw a rock and threw it with so much force that they killed a creature because it had so few hit points. It was the most hilarious thing I'd seen up until now.
I'm taking Fritz back after this.
So, back at the top of the
I'm trying to
order.
get you up now. I'm trying to do a whole minute.
They're, even the jackals are slightly stunned at this.
We get bandage on because now they're scared.
They recover, and one goes to swipe at you, Pearl. And that is an 18 to hit.
That hits.
5 points of slashing damage. The other one that's conscious takes an attack at Titus. That is a 23 to hit.
That hits.
You think I feel out of control?
5 points of slashing damage. Titus, you're up.
The one that's immediately next to me, how does he look? Pretty wounded.
Yeah, he's the one that just struck you. He looks a little worse compared to the other one, but only slightly.
Okay. All right. I will attack again with my silver dagger. 14 to hit.
14 will hit. Roll damage.
5 silver damage.
Alrighty, 5 silver damage. Okay.
And continue mocking him and ending my turn.
Fair enough. Maze, half your movement to stand up.
Yep. And then there's nothing I can do, guys. Oh, let's see here. Okay.
Grapple him with nothing. Well, no, you can't grapple. You don't have any strength.
Well, what? Okay. Can I cast my cantrip light on the palm of my hand and shine it in one of the jackals' face and try to blind them?
You can certainly try.
I will try.
All right. What's your spell? Do you have a spell save DC?
Let's see here. It's a cantrip, attack save, dex 12.
Okay. So, dex save on the jackal. Fails it, so it is blinded.
Woohoo!
Nice.
Oh.
Blinded condition. Creature can't see and automatically fails any ability checks that require sight. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage, and the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage.
Yay, I did something.
Well played. Pearl,
I'm gonna attack the one she just blinded me.
go for it.
So I'll go for the silver dagger. That's a nat 20.
All right.
That's without the advantage either.
We'll say you pretty much can't get much higher than the nat 20, so that's a success. So
And I got max damage too. So you go for the crit plus 7, so that's 11 damage. Silver.
11 silver damage. All right. It's hurting.
Good.
Hurting real bad. Alrighty. See. Brings us to back to the top. Dead, unconscious, still alive. Will attack Pearl. And it has disadvantage on this roll. That is a 16 to hit.
Seriously? Yes, I hit. Come on.
That is going to be 8 points of slashing damage.
Ooh, barely up.
And the other one that is still alive is going to attack Titus again. That is a 13 to hit.
Misses.
Alrighty. Titus, you're up.
Alrighty. Dagger, dagger, dagger.
I've heard that phrase before.
Yep. 16 to hit.
That will hit.
And 4 silver damage.
4 silver damage. Alrighty. It's still up.
Okay, that ends my turn.
Alright, Maze.
Is the one still blinded?
Yes, the one is still blinded.
Go blind the other one.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast it on my other hand and shine it in the one that Titus is fighting's face.
Alrighty. It fails the save,
Yes!
so it's blinded as well. Pearl, you get a D10 of healing.
Yay, I need it. Thank you so much.
And so did Maze.
Ooh.
D10
Of course,
of healing.
I get that one. But hey, that's still one more point.
No, Pearl got the D10 of healing. Maze is going to get a potion.
Oh.
She also got a D10 of healing from Mr. Chili.
Oh, yes, I see that. So, yeah,
Ooh.
go ahead and roll your D10.
Thank you.
Check the list.
Whew.
Thank you guys for helping us.
Yes, thank you so much.
Maze, go ahead and roll a D20 and tell me the result.
Five.
All right, I will tell you that at the end of combat. Okay. Next up is Pearl.
Okay. I'm going to yet again attack this one that's still hitting.
Still hitting, is still
My-
kicking.
Put the super dagger. There it goes. 22 to hit. And 4 silver damage.
All right, that is enough to kill it. How do you want to do it?
You know, they're all slashing all these girls in the throat. I want to slash hit in the throat.
All right, you come up and you kind of flip the dagger around and just strike and cross and cut its throat, and it falls to the ground bleeding out.
Growl. What is it?
Brings us back to the top. Conscious, dead. Last one will strike at Titus again.
Okay.
There's going to be a 23 to hit
It hits.
for 6 points of slashing damage.
Alrighty.
Will bring us to Titus.
Alright, and it is currently blinded by the light.
Yep.
So I will roll with advantage, which is good because that definitely, they both. Okay. I'm going with this one, an 8, which still misses.
Ouch. Alrighty.
Apparently the light was also blinding me a little bit.
Alrighty. So brings us to Maze. Oh yeah, because I forgot the blindness. That 8 points of slashing damage. Go ahead and take that off. Because I rolled once, I should have rolled twice and taken the loss. My mistake. But I fixed it. All right.
Oh, for me?
Yeah. All right, Maze, you're up.
I'm just holding true and just blinding that one until the other one wakes up.
Okay. Pearl, there is There are a couple that are unconscious on the ground.
I'm gonna focus on the one that's up, and we'll worry about the ones that are down in a sec.
Okay. Go ahead and
12
roll
to
for
hit.
it. Huh?
12 to hit.
12 just hits. Roll damage.
Ooh, max damage, 7 points.
Alrighty. That one goes down. Alright.
Good.
Back over to Titus, because there are 2 that are unconscious.
Get him.
One has more wounds than the other.
I'm going to finish off the one that's wounded.
Okay, roll for attack.
And it's an automatic crit, right?
If you hit, you still have to. You roll with advantage.
Okay.
Advantage though, right?
Yeah.
So the first roll is a 17 that hits, right?
Mhm.
So
and it's a crit. So what's your damage?
So 5 and 4, 9 damage.
All right, that'll kill it.
Good.
All right.
And that'll end my turn.
Maze.
Okay, the last one's still unconscious, so
Mhm.
can I hold an action to cast light in its direction if it stands up or if it wakes up to blind it?
You certainly can.
That's what I do.
Alrighty, well, this will bring us to Pearl.
Okay, and I will attack the one that is down.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 9 to hit.
That's with advantage.
Yeah, that's with advantage. I rolled a 9 and an 8.
Yeah. You actually don't. Some reason you just can't seem to get this.
Blinded by my fear, I'm mad at all these guys. So the guys got out of the way again.
All right, Titus, you're up.
All right, I will do the same.
Okay,
14 is the first roll that hits.
that will hit. Roll it again, just in case you get something higher.
Okay, I do not get any higher. All right, so that is 9 damage again.
All right, 9 damage. That wakes it up from its sleep, and which Maze is standing by with the light to blind. Fails it, so it is prone and blinded. Pearl.
Good. Going after it, man. Go with dagger. Advantage. Hitting. Alright, well that is a 24 to hit.
That will hit.
And that is 4 silver damage.
Just makes it.
Plus the other 4. So
Just makes it.
Hmm?
That just makes it. 4 is enough.
Oh, awesome.
So that one is no more.
Fine. I like that system. The blinding thing worked good.
Yes, very effective.
Very creative.
And it was better than the grapples too.
Searching the bodies, Maze, you find a vial. It is a you find a vial, and the vial is a filter of love. If you take that potion for the next 10 minutes, a creature that takes the potion for the next 10 minutes, the creature is charmed by whoever it looks at for 1 hour. Basically, it's just like the quintessential love potion number 9.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I while we're searching the bodies, I will do lay on hands on myself to get my health back up, and
Okay.
then Maze, Pearl, who's got the lowest HP?
I'm at 3.
You're at 3.
I'm at 3.
I'm at 12, so
All right, so I will give you the remainder 3 points that I have for my lay on hand. So you get 3 points of healing.
and
And across all 5 of them on the ground, you get 18 gold pieces.
Pearl wants to climb up the wall to see if the guy's still there.
Okay.
yeah, I was going to say I'm going to hop on my broom and go up there and check too.
All right. As you both crest the top of the roof, there is no body, and that is where we'll end it for the session tonight.
They just keep getting away, man.
We were so close, too. We were so close. Oh.
I was really tempted to take the opportunity attacks to get up there and get him.
Yeah.
Usually, if the DM does that much like way of like deterring you, I'm like, maybe he's too strong. I'm starting to learn.
Oh, man. We were right there. I mean, we saw it go down. My fear is that it's too late. Because this is body number 5.
Well, we can take a moment. Do you want to go and do you want to investigate the body?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. The young woman's body sits slumped against a brick wall. Her throat has been slashed so deeply that only the position of her body keeps her head on her shoulders. The look in the girl's face is one of sheer terror. No living creature should die that way. The way she did. Once again, the murderer has left his characteristic mark, and the internal organs have been neatly removed. Give me investigation checks.
My strongest skill. Oh, nat 20.
Yay!
Hey.
At 20! Got enough! 22! Oh my word!
Well played.
And with those nat 20s, you realize you have failed your mission.
I know, right?
You see, you recognize the girl. Her name is Charlotte. You've come across her previously in your investigations. Clutched in her hand is a fragment of a letter.
Oh, I'll definitely grab that.
Alrighty. The letter fragment is torn, so there's only bits of sentences. First line says personally. Second line says diversions have been. Third line, this year's entertainment. Fourth line are firing performers. And so I can assure you, Miss Ellsworth, that my party will be as splendid as always. My servants have done up each room in a different theme. The event promises to be even more spectacular than the gala I held last year, which I am sure you remember to be, next line, event indeed marred only by, next line, unforeseen incidents, next line, will not dissuade, last line, year and.
There's no way I can keep
As you look at it, you picture a rectangular sheet of paper, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's torn jaggedly at the top and torn jaggedly at the bottom. What I read was the piece of it that was there. So there are some broken sentences and there are some complete sentences.
It's probably the most important clue of the whole deal.
In a fitting place to end tonight's session.
Man.
I think we actually got a clue for once.
Yes.
You got a clue, and a great clue, and not a bad cliffhanger. I would hope.
Mm-hmm.
So, pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, good one.
It was fun.
No, I'm still. They still keep getting away, man.
Yeah, they seem to.
Pearl is going. She knows it's not going to be there, but she's still going to go back and look and see that creature's still there or not.
Guess we'll find out next session.
Yep. Well, I'm going to write that down, man.
Gonna find out that next session. So thank you to all of you for spending your Saturday evening playing D&D in the session. Thank you to everyone in the chat for hanging out with us through tonight's session. Hope it was enjoyable and fun. Double checking the activity feed. Thank you for all of those bits and channel points that were cheered. Got a couple. I believe we had a sub renewal this early on in the session. Yep, Ms. K for the 4-month sub. Thank you to all of you for all of that support. It's greatly appreciated. It takes resources to do this, and the more resources we can gather, the better we can make these streams and make them more enjoyable. Yep. So tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. is Sunday with Scoob. We can sit and hang out. If there are questions about the previous sessions, we can kind of do a behind the screen on those and just kind of deep dive into that, or we'll just play more Baldur's Gate 3 and see how we relax Sunday having coffee. But much appreciated. You guys are awesome and amazing. Don't want to keep you